Hello, manifestors. Someone asked me to put on YouTube my last podcast. There is no one to change but self. So there it is, guys. Enjoy. Instead of trying to change others through argument and force, let me but ascend in consciousness to a higher level, and I will automatically change others by changing self. There is no one to change but self. That self is simply your awareness, your consciousness, and the world in which it lives is determined by the concept you hold of self. It is to consciousness that we must turn as to the only reality. For there is no clear conception of the origin of phenomena except that consciousness is all and all is consciousness. Neville, Goddard, lesson number 4. No one to change but self. I have to say, from the questions and comments that I read on a daily basis in this community, the Conscious Manifestors community, that still most people, even in this community, most people still believe that there are other causes outside of them, mostly people, right? There are other causes outside of them that are affecting them. When this is completely false, completely fake, it's the biggest illusion ever. Because there is no one to change but self. If you know my own story a little bit, I've talked about it in some videos, podcasts, articles that I have written. Back in the days, my old self used to always manifest people that would betray me or hurt me in one way or another. That was my pattern. That was my reality. Why? Because a long time ago, as a child, I had created the belief that people were there to get me, to hurt me, to betray me, to disappoint me in one way or another. Therefore, I played the game of life with that rule. And when you play the game of life with a certain rule for yourself, otherwise called assumption, that rule that you've created for yourself, has to apply in your game. Because you've created it, your whole life is going to work according to that rule that you have created for yourself, whether it was intentionally or non-intentionally. In my case, obviously, it was not intentionally like most people, right? I unintentionally created that belief, and it pursued me all the way until I woke up to this law. Let's say I had never found the law through Neville Goddard, I would still manifest the same type people in my life. However, because I have discovered this law and worked on my concept of self, on my self-concept, I changed from within. I started imagining that I was a different person. I started embodying a different persona. Therefore, it didn't take very long at all before I started seeing people reflecting different behavior back onto me. So this is something that is very important to understand, guys. If you are saying, writing about your situation not changing, people around you not changing, things staying the same, it is not about them. People outside of you, people that you believe that are outside of you, they are just messengers. All they can do is reflect back onto you who you believe that you are. It's not even who you are, because who you truly are is the God of your reality anyway. So they're not reflecting that. They're reflecting who you believe that you are. Right? If you believe that you are weak, if you believe that you are second best, if you believe that you're not good enough, people in your world, anywhere in your world, whether they are your family members, your relative, your neighbor, your boss, or even a pure stranger, they are going to reflect that onto you. However, when you change your concept of yourself and you start believing that you are powerful, that you are first best, that you are a priority, that you are the person that is number one, people have no choice but reflecting that onto you. People outside of you, in parentheses, are only messengers of who you believe that you are inside. This is why Neville said, because it's truth, it's one of the fundamental truths of this universe, that there is no one to change but yourself. A lot of people are struggling, especially when they are manifesting a specific person. And the reason, number one, they are struggling is that they keep on seeing and believing and assuming that that person is separated from them. But they're not. So the thing is this. The rule of this game is whatever you want to believe, since you are God of your reality, it's going to apply for you. It's going to apply to your life because that's what you decided to believe and assume. So it's going to apply to you. While it may not apply to me, it will apply to you because that's your own world, your own reality, your own awareness, your own consciousness. So it's going to apply to you. So the more you create the belief that you are separated from your specific person, guess what? The more they are going to appear separated from you. Because the way the law works, it will always prove you right. You want to be a victim? You're right. You want to be a victor? You're right. You will always be proven right to your own assumptions. So if you decide to assume that your SP is separated from you over there, the more they're going to appear to have a mind of their own, right? The more they're going to appear to have free will and do all kind of things that you are going to simply hate, right? But if you embody the assumption and the feeling and the understanding that that person is not, absolutely not separated from you, because they are simply you pushed out, right? They are an extension of yourself, so to speak. They are reflecting back onto you what you believe about yourself. The more you are going to cut off that illusion of separation, the more that person is going to reflect that onto you. So, in other words, when you create that illusion of separation, you are kicking your own butt, right? You are preventing yourself from yourself to get what you want. When all you really have to do is go in meditation a little bit, go in imagination, and entertain the belief and the assumption that that person that you want so much is absolutely not separated from you, but just an extension of yourself. And all they are doing is waiting on you to get it back together, to understand who you truly are, to understand that you are powerful, to understand that you are it. You are God of your reality. Everything else, it's an illusion. Once you really get that, guys, once you really get that, you are the source, you are the power, and you are one with everybody else out there. When you really understand that from yourself, right, from within, because there is no one to change but that self. Once you understand that, and you stop getting in your own way, you will see how manifesting a so-called specific person is going to be so much easier for you. I have a lot of clients. I have had a lot of clients. I have spoken to a lot of people so far. And truthfully, many of you really still believe that that person over there has, and that they are completely separated from you. But if you keep on believing it this way, it's going to make it very hard for you to manifest them. Trust me. Been there, done that, been everywhere, done everything. Really, that's my feeling anyway. I've been in a lot of situations. That's why I match with most of my clients so perfectly, because whatever they're going through, I've been through it at some point in my life. So trust me, guys, when I'm telling you that you've got to stop believing that the world is outside of you. You've got to stop believing that people are outside of you. And you've got to stop believing that you need to change them. There's nothing you can change in them. Because them, what you call them, it's only a reflection of you, of your self-concept. And this is why Neville taught, there is no one to change but self. Change that self, and your world and all the people in it will change for you. That I promise you, because I've also experienced that as well. Thank you for listening, guys. I truly appreciate you.